I did a bad thing recently. Like, you will not believe the depths to which I will sink in this world. Every time I think I found the bottom of a barrel, I end up in another, somehow geographically lower metaphorical barrel. And this time around, Reddit was not about to let me off the hook. However, no one could possibly imagine the effect that my actions would have on an entire community, nay, an entire world. This story is insane. It starts out quite innocently, but no one could have predicted where this was going to end up. So a couple of weeks ago, I made a bingo card. Yes, that's how this story starts off, with a bingo card. And to be fair, you can never quite predict what is going to start a war. Sometimes it'll be something like an archduke being assassinated, and other times, yes, it will be literal bingo. But on my One Piece channel, I made a video of predictions for what will happen in the story in 2022. And as part of that, I asked my community for suggestions, and I took the popular ideas and threw them together in a bingo card so that we can play throughout 2022. This bingo card then made its way to Reddit through the hero of our story, the OP, a user named Alex Hitetsu, who rather innocently posted, One Piece 2022 bingo by GLR. That's me. Which of these do you think will happen this year? And this, I think, was Alex's first big mistake. Posting on Reddit, that is. Always a bad idea. Now, his second mistake, however, was encouraging responses to said post, because not too far down the thread, we discover the villain of this piece, the very mysterious SKA, a figure who was elected to have a three-letter name spelt phonetically. But SKA took one look at my bingo card and actually made quite the correct observation. It's too small for a bingo card. You need an extra row and column and a free space in the center, which can be something practically guaranteed to happen rather than just saying free space, which was then backed up by Nuga, who said, seriously, who does bingo 4x4? And I have to say, look, you got me. A standard regulation bingo card should obviously be 5x5, so that way you can spell out the word bingo, because it has 5 letters, even though it's entirely possible to get a bingo from a column featuring all one letter, like say a G. So instead of a bingo, you would get a g. And stick with me here, I know this sounds a bit mundane right now, but this is the foundation of the battlefield where our war will take place. But just briefly to explain myself, yes, I was aware that this is not a standard regulation bingo card size. However, it was chosen for 2 reasons. Firstly, because the video would have been twice as long with a 5x5 system, because it gives us about 10 more ideas to explore, and that means a lot more talking for me. And secondly, and most importantly, because who cares? That was my thought anyway. You can still make columns, rows, and diagonals, even if we are technically only playing Bing or alternatively Ingo, depending on which you want to choose. It doesn't matter. The game is still on. Well, I severely underestimated that second factor, because SKA was not going to let any of my excuses stand. Firstly, though, Alex gave a fairly courteous reply. Take this on Liam, Grand Line Review, who made it. It would have fun to share it and hear the discussion. And Alex, my man. This is both your third and your fourth mistake wrapped into one neat little comment package. Third mistake, don't reply to stupid criticisms. And fourth mistake, you are not allowed to have fun on the internet no matter what you think. And this thread will make that very clear. So SKA replied with, I will look at his content very differently now, knowing he doesn't understand how bingo works. And firstly, I'm flattered that SKA is a viewer of mine. Hello, if you're watching. But secondly, don't take this comment too lightly as a viewer. It seems like a bit of trolly fun, you know, I'll look at you differently because of your stupid bingo preferences. But no. None of that, because another commenter chimes in with, Lamau, it's not that deep, to which SKA immediately snaps. It's not that hard either, which is the first sign in this thread that SKA is not conducting themselves for the purposes of humor. I dare say that my whimsical approach to bingo has potentially quite seriously offended this person, and you can see the crowd immediately turn on SKA with a mighty 14 downvotes. That is like this number plus 10, indicating the shift in the atmosphere of discourse. How awkward, very awkward. So a new player named Baconlessness then decides to confront SKA. Geez, I thought you were joking and making a funny comment. Who cares? As long as you can cross out 2 diagonals, the rows and columns take care of themselves, and you can still play the gam in exactly the same way. Much ado about nothing. To which SKA felt compelled to reply with, half joking, I'm not exactly losing sleep over this. And I don't know if I believe you, SKA, because I imagine that this is an attempt to prevent Bingogate from escalating even further. An attempt which failed. However, I love that SKA admits that they are half joking, which means that they are also half dead serious about this bingo issue. Like, there is a definite problem with this conversation if it's anything but 100% a joke, let alone 50%. But look, I have to admit, admit this is my fault. It's kind of like someone calling anime a cartoon. If you do that on the internet, you're going to suffer the wrath of the heated anime community, just as I was about to with the bingo community. Miraculous Figs then chimes in with, up until this point, I thought you were trolling, lol. It's just for fun, man. And no. Remember what I said to Alex, you are not allowed to have fun on the internet. A point which was immediately emphasized by SKA, who snapped back with, feel free to be fine with dumb shit. I'm not. And all of a sudden, this half joke has evolved into a fully blown no joke. It's a very strange and misshapen hill, perhaps more of a gentle incline, really. But this is the hill that SKA is setting up camp to die on. At this point, the very idea that or I guess anyone would make a 4x4 bingo card is so profoundly insulting that in terms of SKA's sensibilities, I am now considered a whole tier below them in terms of intelligence. And this is where the true crusade begins. Another user named Real God or Real God, I don't know how to pronounce things, I don't know how to pronounce anything. But Real God then makes the same 3 mistakes as everyone else. 1, by being on Reddit in the first place, 2, by replying on Reddit, and 3, by assuming that people can have fun with the following reply. People can't have fun. That's what you want to say? Yes, that is exactly what SK wants to say. Or is it? Let's stop for a moment and think to ourselves, is the elimination of fun really SK's ultimate goal here? Because I'm not so sure. You know how they say that in stories, the best villains are the ones that see themselves as the heroes? Well, that's SKA. He's not fighting against fun. He's fighting for fun. No, I'm standing by my point that actually making the bingo card would be much more fun. In fact, I insist people have fun, change it to an actual bingo layout, and you can do that. I obviously love that line. I insist that people have fun, because telling people exactly where and how and when to have fun is obviously the most effective way to make them have that fun. And the only way that people can possibly have fun is with a proper industry-approved 5x5 bingo card. There is no possible way that anything even approaching a human could have any degree of fun with this 4x4 nonsense. It's just mathematically impossible as well, because 16, it's not a fun number. You can't even divide it by 5, whereas 25, that is so divisible by 5 that the answer in and of itself is 5. And that right there is the recipe for fun. The self-appointed Lord of Fun is then continuously challenged by Real God, who says, so people are only allowed to have fun according to your rules and regulations. And this time, a twist, because SK doesn't even have the time to reply. And you know why? It's because the bingo alarm has been sounded, and bingo backup is now in the house. Courtesy of a user by the name of Nemetrinus44. This is a bingo card, and yet you can't even get bingo. This isn't about personal rules or regulations. It's fundamentally flawed and incorrect to call this anything but a I want this to happen list. And look, I'm gonna go ahead and make a bold, potentially controversial claim here, that all bingo cards are basically just a list of things that you want to see, regardless of how many squares there are. It's not like the squares come equipped with complex mechanics that when removed, it somehow impedes the balance of the game. And a new user named I don't know how to pronounce your name actually. Caxu. A new user then jumps into the fray. People play Uno with the made-up rule of stacking +2. You can make up a rule in bingo where you can make it 4x4. It's not a professional tournament of bingo or anything like that to matter. And this does not go down well with the Nemetrinus. Except bingo is a 5x5 square where you have to spell out bingo to win. Using your Uno example would be like playing Uno and declaring yourself the winner with 2/3 of the cards still in your hand. This is Connect 4, not bingo. I mean, yeah, I guess it's kind of Connect 4 just without playing by any of the rules of Connect 4, except for the connecting 4 bit. You know what? Fair enough. But again, I'd like to point out that you don't need to spell bingo to win bingo. You could just as easily win with a column full of 5 Bs, which gives you more of a The inherent logic of bingo has been flawed from its very inception, even playing with the approved 5x5 setup. Am I saying there's a problem with bingo? Yes, I am. However, there's no use in publicly addressing it because the bingo zealots, they will march on you. I imagine in regiments composed of 24 soldiers so that they can march in 5x5 formation with a blank space in the middle. And you know, I'm pretty sure that bingo was never meant to get this complicated. In fact, I'm pretty sure it was specifically designed to be a game that you don't even need to play to be able to play it. It just kind of happens for you. In any case, more happenings now, because on another front, SKA has a new challenger. You are no fun, which might sound like a mild, mundane comment, but remember, SKA knows how to have fun. In fact, SKA has the secret formula for fun. So this isn't just a mild comment. In fact, it's not even an attack on SKA personally. It's an attack on SKA's guiding philosophy. And that is so much worse. Which is why SKA claps back with, because I find it sad an adult doesn't understand a very simple concept. It's not a bingo card if you can't use it for, you know, bingo. Much like a tricycle is not a car just because they both have wheels. I mean, yeah, fair enough. You do understand that they both achieve the same thing though, right? They both act as transport. You can use them both to achieve the same goal. And arguably the tricycle is more fun at times. But I imagine SK would take great issue with tricycles because look, you can't even use them to spell the word car. And I'm only half joking though. The spelling of the word bingo really has been the most controversial aspect of this entire ordeal. And really, I pray that SK never finds out about the bingo variant around the world, like the Croatian version, Tombola, where the goal of the game, and get this, isn't even to spell the word Tombola, even though functionally it's played in the exact same way as bingo. There would be a war. I swear SK would invade Croatia if they discovered this. For the sake of Croatia, I should probably cut this from the video, but I won't, because I am sick of bowing down to this kind of bingo dictatorship. So I'm sorry, Croatia, you're on your own here. In any case, this online war continues with OKC firing back with, "You suck the fun out by berating a semantic point. Bingo isn't even the point." And SKA is having none of this nonsense. Not even one unit of nonsense, because they have their beliefs. It'd be a lot more fun if you could look back at it and see if it got a bingo anywhere. This is just a list in squares. My take is way more fun. And there you go, it's not actually fun unless you can make the word bingo. Otherwise, we're just ticking items off a shopping list in squares. And what is even the point of life when we're just wasting our time sitting and marking items off a card, which I will stress is what bingo is regardless of the bingo. But to this, OKC replies with, "No," to which SKA replies, "Know yourself," which I think is rather important philosophically. Knowing yourself is one of the best things that you can do. SKA, for all of the crap I've given them in this video, SKA knows themselves. They know how to have fun. And I guess the question is, do you know yourself? Do you know how to have fun? Because maybe I don't. Maybe I thought I was having fun with a 4x4 bingo card, but in the end, was I just lying to myself? Was I just pretending to have fun? And the answer is no, and furthermore, f off. I'm gonna go play some Bing now.